He says he's definitely eaten donkey before, and he may have eaten a cockroach accidentally because all the other people in China were doing it. Anyways, please put your hands together for the gentleman.
All right, evening, everybody. Thank you so much for coming out. I know many of you have undergone geographical and meteorological inconvenience to be here, so it means a lot that you made it out. So I am going to read from a work in progress that will probably never get finished because I'm co-writing it with somebody. If anyone ever asks you to co-write something, really think hard about it. So this is called Dispatches from an Accidental Sex Tourist. Yeah, it's actually called that. So a little bit of setup. Rick Shaw, and that may be an alias, is a fish out of water in the alien culture of mainland China. So when he meets this mysterious sex guru that the Chinese call only X, he's initiated into the pleasures of the Far East. So X takes him to this bathhouse originally, and like bathhouse with benefits kind of thing, where Rick, of course, falls in love with a rub and tug girl he only knows by her number, 18, or 18 in Chinese. So after a particularly frustrating day, he wanders the streets and finds the bathhouse again, the same one, this time without X's guidance or translation. So let's see how that goes. I presented myself all grins and enthusiasm to the adolescent-looking girl at the bathhouse's front room. How hard could this be? It's not like X had a monopoly on bending Changsha to his desires. It sounded to me like perfect Mandarin when I said it. 18 ma? The girl looked confused. I tried again, louder. 18 ma? You know, 18. She shook her head and handed me a pen and paper. I scratched out the numerals for 18. Ah, 18 tabuzai, she said with a shrug. I heard boo in there. That's negative. So 18 wasn't there. Cool. I just say I wanted someone else. In Chinese. 我要, that was as far as I could get. I want. The mantra of the ever-present id was my sum total of this ancient language. Base desires, I guess, inspire more learning than anything super ego-y. She chirped in. 你要女孩还是男人? Yeah, not a word beyond want. So, like a half-wit, I repeated the last thing I heard. Nanren. I pulled at my collar. Nailed it. 30 seconds later, a spiky-haired kid in tight black jeans was licking his single long fingernail, the pinky, in front of me. That's a dude, right? I waggled my finger in the vicinity of my fly and shot a questioning look to the girl. She nodded. 他说男人，你说你要男人是吧？他叫5号. Oh, 男人 means man. Okay, hard way to learn that lesson. I'd walk away. No harm, no foul. But no way was I going to make it look like I couldn't hold my own in this country. Wu Hao took me by the hand and smiled. He led me to the back room, past the middle-aged men getting hair blow-dried and ears Q-tipped by girls in frilly bikinis, past the autopsy beds and attached shower heads, to the little room with the sliding plywood door and mattress. He handed me paper underpants, scratched at his nipple with inch-long pinky nail, and skipped out. Was I really going to do this? I hadn't finished asking the question before I was undressed and slipping into the disposable panties. I was lying on my belly when the knock came. 你好, I said and heard my voice crack. Wu Hao was hairless in tight swim shorts and sinewy strong without bulk. The oil was warm on my back. I closed my eyes. Whoa, I said, his hands ripped open my paper underwear and pointed my penis down. Kubu kui, he asked. Hey, I knew that one. Is that okay? Kui, I answered. It was. His expert hands oiled my shaft, and something scratched gentle circles on my scrotum. I hardened. Fan guolai hao ma, he said. He turned his hand over in a roll-over gesture. The fingernail curled to the fetid ceiling. I rolled over. He looked at me, smiled, then took my cornholer in his oily hand, stuck out his long-nailed pinky finger like a matron sipping tea, and started giving me the Hunan handshake. I had no objections to some man-on-man action. I mean, man's hand, woman's hand, very similar structures. But the sight of Wu Hao's inch-long pinky fingernail jutting out as his hand worked my penis was possibly the most unerotic thing I'd ever seen. So I closed my eyes. I pictured old girlfriends. I pictured actresses. I even tried remembering what Smoo Baby looked like in the shower. But all I could see, eyes open or closed, was that fingernail. He pumped faster. I went limp. He looked at me. Ni bu xi huan ma? He said and stuck out his lower lip. Okay, I heard boo again, negative. I didn't want to hurt Wu Hao's feelings. I also had no idea how to convey, in Chinese or in mime, that I appreciated all his hard work and that he was very talented, but that I wasn't just that into him or his fingernail, and that I'd misunderstood what they asked me out front. So I mimed putting a bottle up to my lips. Pijio, I said, blaming beer for my limp love muscle. He smiled and started ministering to me again in long circular flourishes, like stroking silly putty. He stuck his tongue out in concentration and redoubled his efforts. I bet the kid didn't get paid unless the customer shot his payload. I wasn't about to take up his time and leave him uncompensated simply because of my lack of language skill. The only way out of here was to ejaculate. I smiled and lifted Wu Hao's hand off my bashful baloney pony. Our eyes stayed locked as I grabbed myself and pumped. I just needed to come. Then Wu Hao could get paid, I could get out of here and have a great story to tell. And learn Chinese. I pulled, I pumped, and I pleaded, but my penis stayed petulantly flaccid. I just needed one unsatisfying orgasm to bring up a few drops of watery spunk so I could get out of here without anyone being let down. Bu zuo, Wu Hao said, and pointed to my rough-handled chicken-choking technique. Zuo jiega! He stripped down his shorts, pulled out his one-eyed wonder worm from a thicket of pointy pubic hair that perfectly matched his head hairdo, and demonstrated his technique, complete with closed eyes, head thrown back, and the same noises Shabahao had made. And always that long pinky nail macheteing through thick black man bush. Nope. I'm sorry, I said, and stood up. As I stood up and grabbed my clothes. I'm sorry. I pulled my jeans over the torn remnants of the paper panties, my dangler dripping dark oil stains onto the denim. I reached into my pocket, pulled out a couple of 100 yuan bills, and shoved them into his non-monkey spanking hand. I'm just sorry. Thank you.